man. So the Warriors season has come to an end. And right now they got a lot of questions to ask if you're a Warriors fan, man. Draymond has a player option. I think it's like 27 million, 30 million, something around that range. Jordan Poole, I mean, he starts to get paid next year. Well, this year. It increases for the next 3-4 years. That's all I know. Klay Thompson is he looks shot, man. Klay Thompson looks shot. Like he had a spurt during the season where he was playing well. And then, like, as soon as this series came, it was like he just choked. He said he waited, 12 years for this moment to play the Lakers in the postseason. And then you play like that, like bricking, like wide open shots, not even just like contested, wide open shots. And you, Klay Thompson. Now, with it being a playoff series, of course, these things happen where you might have a good series, might have a bad series. Styles make fights. But that is concerning if you're a Warriors fan when you got money tied into these older players, and then also Jordan Poole, who is not worth the money. He don't play defense. He's a questionable playmaker. He couldn't make a shot to save his life. I think game 4 he had 9 points. Game 5 he had 10 points. Game 6 he had 8. And I'm paying you to score. I'm not paying you to provide 6, 7, 8 points. I need 15, 16, 17, 18, sometimes 20, depending on if I can get a good game from Klay or not. So their off season, I don't even know what they can do because they're deep into the luxury tax. They're spending the most money. They don't have that much cap space. Kuminga is upset. Kuminga wants to get out of that. You traded James Wiseman in the offseason when you could have used him during this series. Took shaking his head because Took talked about all this earlier in the season. But going into this offseason, what can the Warriors do to get better? They're not getting younger, but what can they do to get better?
That man shot 7 for 28 from 3 and had 6 threes in one game.
Wait. Did you say 7 for 28? So he shot 25%.
This series against the Lakers.
Y'all
know damn well who I'm talking about. Y'all let Tevin get out. No, because ain't my time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't my time for them to get on me, Candy. I'll tell you what's happening. They getting they whooping right now. But Jordan Poole, Close Poole. I'm not giving him the name Jordan. At this point, until he do better, his name is Close Poole. He went 7 for 28 from 3 this series. Again, 6 threes in one game. So, I mean, the rest of the time, you looking like Dillon Brooks. But I can't even say that because at least Dillon Brooks tried on defense. He tried. Dillon Brooks. I'd have called this man Dillon Brooks already. Close Poole. If y'all don't get this dude off my team, it's an issue. Just like the Grid said, ain't no way in hell we bringing Dillon Brooks back. Whether they said that or not, that's needed to be said. They need to say the same thing about Close Poole. You paying this man $140 million, which is way more with the luxury tax. I told you I did the math. It's about $45-50 million for a role player coming off the bench. You essentially paying $45 for Nick Young. Essentially.
Hey, Nick Young look better than that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So we can't advance until we figure out what we're going to do with him. Draymond Green, this is player option. But he want to get paid because he took a discount the last time that the contract extension came around. He wants this is his last year's, and yes, Draymond Green, somebody will overpay him. So if he don't get the money from the Warriors, which I doubt, he finna be out this thing. Klay Thompson is a shell of himself. Like I said, he can't hit a shot, but he was known to be a two-way. He can't guard nobody on the perimeter either no more. So it's so many things you got to figure out. Andrew Wiggins is still balling. He's still him, and like he missed a few months. So I think coming into the playoffs, he still had to get some wings up under him. But he kind of looked a shell of himself from last year. So it's like even though we won the championship last year, where's the chemistry? It's like some of the younger players say, "Hey, we won. We know how to win. It's gonna be the same thing. Just like do the same thing this year. The same effect's gonna happen last year." Well, nah. That's not it. And Steve Kerr, we looking at you too, because you did have an influx of young talent. You got an influx of older talent. You as a championship winning coach, you have to figure out how to better utilize your players. Like you went from not even what's my guy named Gary Payton II. He went and got a bag, and then you brought him back, and then you start him. in essentially what could have been a Western Conference Finals. Like you getting out your game plan. Kevon Looney, dog, why isn't he starting again? Like, we lost in our own game. It's embarrassing. The Warriors got to figure out some ish. I still can't put my finger on it, but they do have pieces. If you want to trade Clay, that's a talk for another discussion. If you want to trade Close Pool, you better trade Close Pool. If you think you can get something for Draymond, why the value is somewhat still high, because he is going to get a big payday from a team after next season. You got to do what you got to do, Warriors. So, Joe Lacob, we looking at you. You've been crowned.
Won't that hurt them though? If you trade Clay and or Draymond, it's not the Warriors anymore, then, right? It's not like, because they are the sum of their parts. The Warriors are a machine with Steph, Clay, and Draymond. Like, that trifecta is what made the Warriors the Warriors. So if you trade one, that's it. I feel like, because are you going to win again? Like, because the system was like a perfect storm. 2 shooters, a facilitating big man that's undersized, play the 5, and then elite role players around them. I feel like changing one of those 3 is like catastrophic for them.
I agree, but at the same time, Klay Thompson, who's a big part of that, isn't looking like the Klay Thompson that we know. Granted, he can come into this offseason and, get in better shape or do whatever, get his mental right, but it's just something ain't clicking with this team. Like I just brought up to the Miami Heat point. The way they moving that ball is beautiful. It's beautiful. This is not the Warriors team that I'm used to. So if you were to keep Clay, Steph, and Dre, which is my preferred thing, then that means you're gonna get rid of Wiggins. You're gonna get rid of Poole, because this new CBA is finna kick a lot of teams in the ass. Like, I don't people get ready for the shit show that's about to happen.
It's gonna be a whole different looking roster construction.
Crazy. And the Warriors already been playing like the most in luxury tax, so they got financial decisions to make. I don't expect Close Pool to be on the team next year at all. You kind of got to figure out what you're gonna do with Wiggins too, because if you keep you're not gonna be able to keep Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and pay Draymond. One of them gotta go. And if you ask me if Klay Thompson is still doing a Klay Thompson BS that I just watched for the last 6 games, I'd rather keep Steph, Andrew Wiggins, and Dre.
Draymond, yep, I would too.
That's just me.
I would too.
You need some kind of playmaking, because still Draymond Green is the best playmaker on the team. He's getting older. Steph Curry, he's getting older as well, and playmaking still ain't his thing. He's the best shooter in the world. I ain't got to play make for nobody. Who else you gonna bring in? So that's my thing, Warriors. Who else you gonna bring in? What you gonna do? The ball is literally in our court, because we just got embarrassed. But then again, it's Yao King, and I give him credit what credit due.
I'll definitely give the King his credit. Let's start with the Warriors next year. Steph Curry gets $50 million.
Sheesh. $50 million. Oh, let me not do that again. My bad. Let me not do that rush hour again. My bad.
You know who's second, right? Who's second? Who y'all think is second, salary wise?
Close Pool.
No, Klay Thompson.
Clay at 47, 43?
43 million of them boys. Jordan Poole is next. He'll be getting, especially with incentives, probably about 30 million. And then Draymond Green is the option, looking at 28 million. After that, you got Andrew Wiggins at 24, and it's a drop off, so you get to Gary Payton. You cannot pay that much money to all those players. So yes, one, if not a combination, should leave. The question is who. And the other part of this, I think there are, to be frank, I think there are some teams that can still believe in Jordan Poole. And I think you can still get some type of value out of Jordan Poole. Draymond Green has a player option, which means he gets to decide whether or not he wants to sign the contract or not. And so is it Poole or Thompson? Is there a market for Klay Thompson at 43 million?
I don't think so. I don't think so with him. Like, he can't laterally move anymore, because Klay was an elite 3-and-D player. He's not elite on defense. It's not there anymore.
But at the same time, I think by name, because I think I just said that Draymond can get paid, what he want. It'll be unfair for me to say by name Klay Thompson won't be able to get what he wants. So
the one thing that helps Klay's trade value, this is last year of the contract, so he's expiring.
Exactly.
So if you want to eat 43 million, then you can be like a random contending team that's like, all right, I'll take this for 1 year and just see if he has anything left in the tank. Maybe. I'm not taking $43 million. No, not for that Klay Thompson. No.
No. And so what I will say is to the point of the 40 million, and I know some other players that are making 40 million that we just discussed on the last podcast. It might be time to do a little bit of a switch. There are a few Bucks players making 40 million. Now, whether or not that can happen or not, I mean, Drew is saying he's done in 2 years, so for sure his 40 million can match Klay Thompson, and he's done. Then you can actually still, to me, I think Drew provides a 3-and-D type of player, is better defender right now than Klay Thompson for sure. Not gonna shoot the three at an incredible clip, but you don't need that. And so, or is there a market for Chris Middleton to come here for his 40 million if he signs in with the Bucks? So that 43 million is a lot for Klay Thompson. It's due to him, yes, because of what he's done, yes. But then now it comes after all these injuries. Here it is, and if they can't restructure his contract, they're in for a world of hurt because they won't be able to pay Draymond what he's rightfully earned. And that's a lot more. Honestly, I know he doesn't score like that, but only 30 million is really a steal for Draymond Green at this time, to me, in my personal opinion. And I'll leave it at that. But the Warriors are see y'all in October, Warriors.
You mentioned that trade. I don't know how the contracts like in the compensation, add up and match up. I wouldn't be mad at Klay Thompson with Milwaukee. I know this ain't the Milwaukee offseason preview, but I'm thinking like, okay, if they can get Klay with Giannis, they can go get a point guard. Tyus Jones, Grizzlies won trade for a point guard. If you trade Drew Holiday or have they make that money match, I wouldn't be mad at that for Klay Thompson. But I think either way, wherever Klay goes, because it would be a trade if that's the case, but I don't think he'll get traded. I think he's gonna end up with LA at some point just because his dad played there and then just end it right there at some point. Draymond, I am very curious about Draymond Green and what happens with him because like, does he say I'm gonna opt in to this 30 million you said, Sheedy? 30-something million, and he's worth more than that. I think Draymond still got a lot left in the tank. I think he got at least 2-3 years, maybe a little bit more than that, because he can be, if he plays limited minutes for a contending team and like a not necessarily a role playing role, but like he starts, but he ain't the main like guy. He can just get rebounds and get assists, play defense, and communicate. I think he has extreme value. I mean, my pipe dream was Memphis for him to play alongside with Jaren and play center, small ball center. That would be perfect for the Grizzlies. But I think it depends on him. If he opts in, that means that he thinks he's going to commit to the Warriors for a couple more years. But if he opts out, he's trying to get paid. And I don't know who paying Draymond more than what that $30 million offers. But, I mean, somebody might throw him back. Who knows? Might be Detroit. He from the area, so who knows?
Yeah, that'd be one of the perfect teams for him, too. It'll be one of these good young teams that got, they can do 3 years or 2 years, like a Orlando Magic or OKC or something like that. Like it'll be one of these. I'm telling you,
don't play with me. Don't play with me too. Don't play with me.
It could be one of these young teams that can be like, hey, 2-3 years while we still got players on rookie contracts, we can make this kind of contribution because we know Draymond Green's the winner. We know what he could do on the defensive end, and when it comes down to it, it can come some games he gonna hit more threes than Klay Thompson.
Yeah, 20-point game at one point, man. Like he still got something in the tank, man.
Didn't have two of them off the bench.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. When it matters, Draymond can do his thing offensively. So it's like he's underrated offensively as far as like not scoring, even though that's not his thing to do.
So I know that the Warriors, the Grizzlies have the Warriors draft pick that's for some reason very highly coveted for the Grizzlies. Where do y'all see the Warriors next year? Is this team going to be a good team next year?
Yeah,
like a contending team next year.
Yeah, they still got the coaching staff. I mean, let's not get it twisted. Like last year, they were the champions.
Yeah,
and with the core that they can bring back and the players that they can get off. It's a chance that they can come back even better. It's just gonna be a matter of what they do with closed pool. I expect Draymond to come back 100% because if so, this could be like a last ride kind of deal. which would be sentimental for me. So I may be in my feelings all season, but at the same time, it is what it is. But I think they can do for one more. They just got to get rid of that $140 million dude off the bench who was supposed to score who can't score. As simple as that. Can't do nothing but pout.
Yeah, he was pouting. She was thinking that ain't
like every call, bro. Like, okay, I understand you paid $500,000 to take out Ice Spice, but you are sucking on the court. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all gotta get rid of him because every year his contract gets more and
it's
more.
Bad, man. It's a bad contract for him. It's bad.
Yeah, because I mean, the question is going to be, do the Warriors organization, see Jordan Poole legitimately as the next Steph or Clay?
No.
And if you don't see him after you've already given him that contract, I suggest you get rid of that contract immediately because year after year he's getting an extra $2 or $3 million every single season from here on out, and that's not going to work, especially with the new CBA deals. So if they trade Poole or somehow Kerr locks in with Poole to make him know his role and shut his mouth, then yes, this team will continue to contend. But if that cancer of Jordan Poole is still around and it's the same Jordan Poole we just seen in these playoffs, they'll make the playoffs. They'll make it. But they'll be at most a second round exit again.
My man took out Ice Spice and been ice cold ever since.
And nobody asked him to do that. That's his problem.
So I really think that because we didn't even mention the Draymond and Jordan Poole like fight from earlier in the season and how like they had their little altercation, of course, or whatever that was when he went to the bench or whatever. I can't remember. But Draymond opting in means that maybe Poole is gone, or maybe Draymond not opting in, Jordan Poole staying. We'll see. We'll see. They got a lot of questions to answer. This is a gold standard franchise, in my opinion. So I expect Joe Lacob to figure something out. But it might be the end of a dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. It might be the end of a dynasty.